Oh, how's it?
How's it, Gaggy? I'm Dad.
And I'm Daughter, and this is Dad&Daughter Kine Tings. Gee. Featured a special guest. Today we have my brother, Kaina Watson, K-Dubs in the house.
Right on. Yeah, impromptu to have this, and lucky to be on a wall together to be able to film.
Yeah, all of us.
We had Kale. We're missing her, of course. A couple episodes, so we're gonna kind of give you guys some updates. What's been going on? Because it's been a busy.
It's been a busy month.
Some good summer. That's why Kaina's here. Is break from football at Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. And it's been busy, so we kind of catch you guys up on what's kind of happening. Yeah.
Get the rundown.
You want to go first?
Sure. I went to Aotearoa for the first time.
Yeah.
Dad came with me. I was performing in an original play that was originated here in Hawaii, all in Olala, Hawaii, called Puana. And basically the premise is about traveling in like the 1920s, about culture and music and how we can integrate both. And that was a really amazing experience for me because I got to go first as their social media person and then second as a hula dancer. So I really was like, kia kua, ame na amakua, come through me, be me. And I was really feeling a lot of, we can get into it later, but my journey recently has been super connected to my kupuna and especially my grandma and my grandpa and just like their story. And I'm really grateful to have been able to perform that and then to continue to find projects in my career that align with those intentions and their stories. And I'm home. I'm doing my 21-year-old thing, I'm like picking up little side quests like they're Pokemon and like
find them. Go find Pokemon. You'll find Kaina.
In my life right now, I'm seizing every opportunity that comes my way because why not? And it's my life and I'm going to live it super, super grand. So that's where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
How are you, Dad?
Yeah, so we have to, again, mahalo Waikea Water for his help with the kids, Kaina, Kale, and Kaina. And again, we get our space here at Va'a Collective. Go check them out. Va'aCollective.com is where you'll find me and others that it's a directory for therapists that look like you, act like you, come from you. And it's a directive to find therapists from all sorts, but we're grounded in our culture and want to service our people. Okay. Right, so that's where I am. Over the summer, I got to finalize WatsonTherapyServices.com. You can check me out there, but you can find me on Va'a Collective Psychology Today, as I go on my journey of as a licensed clinical social worker in the private sector of servicing our kanaka throughout the state, and looking to expand as the diaspora in Las Vegas, and look to see how we can continue to serve and be for our people in this age of mental health, therapy, service, what that looks like, and a very, describe it? Non-conforming, but very organic way of us talking story and utilizing the different modalities to work through issues. Mainly through anxiety and depression, but we will talk today about transitions. I think we talked about that a lot, and we talked about that with Kale as well. We'll share that time with Kaina and the transitions in our lives throughout our life's journey. Yeah. Right. We did get to celebrate my uncle's passing, so that's also a part of grief is a part of people's life's journey, but we got to celebrate my uncle's services yesterday. Abraham Kaina Paulota the third, known as Uncle Tooks or Coach Abe, Uncle Abe,
Papa Chubbs,
dad, husband, and a very, very, very awesome uncle and just person. And we celebrated him yesterday and enjoyed our time with our family, our Lota family, which you'll see on here, and we show our pictures that we're taking and whatnot. And then I was able to meet up with Kalihua crew to add on to my attachment to my genealogy. And we'll be able to show a picture of it and what it describes, but it actually was the day of my uncle's passing. And shoot. I get to wear him and my Lota Ohana on my chest and keep it safe in my heart. Originally coming was supposed to be on my right side, where it was going to be, and our shift and descriptions of our family, and where our focus was as for the design with Kalihua was to have it over on my left side, which over my heart, which I definitely adored and felt the presence as I started the process, went through it, and then finalizing it, and I absolutely love it. And our connection with the crew Gohana has also developed, right, as we were in Aotearoa together in Wellington, New Zealand. And if you ever get to eat pies from New Zealand, you gotta have those pies, man.
Get a meat pie.
Meat pies are the bomb.
If you're vegetarian, the vegetarian one is good too.
It's like spam musubis. It's like spam musubis in New Zealand, and you can find them at any store, like 7-Eleven. Although it's not 7-Elevens. You know, it was definitely awesome. So yeah, that's my update. I think in the last couple of months, we'll be starting going into our school year soon, by next month and whatnot, and September. But so we'll shift over to Kaina.
Also, I want to say, Maui Nui a Kama. I think we're finding like new places in our genealogy. I thought that was so amazing for like your kakao, and to just witness that and to feel that day, like while you were doing it, even before you decided.
Kale and Kaina got to be with me at the hale and during the time. So if you ever, and I just saw him, I was going to tell you to watch it. I saw Kalihua on Make It Aloha.
Keep It Aloha.
Keep It Aloha.
Podcast.
Sorry. Keep It Aloha podcast. Very great podcast with Kamaka Diaz. He talks about a lot of great things on there, but if people are interested in kakao uhi and their alaniho and other things, he does say to do your research, connect with a person, and do your thing. But my love to them and the crew Gohana for sure. It's been a great connection. So
aloha, Kaina.
Here's Kaina.
Kia ora. Kia ora. Pehea.
My kaioi.
My kaiwa.
I'm Kaina. I'm the youngest son of my two sisters, and I have two older sisters, my parents. It's a beautiful blessing to be here. Kieko blesses with this opportunity to be here with a roof under our head, and it's just amazing. We wake up every day to glorify His name, and it's just like I said, it's a wonderful blessing. More.
Who are you, Kaina?
I think Kaina has taken on a lot as his connection spiritually with our Lord and Savior, our Heavenly Father and God, and and especially our angels above, and so, it's been going on our 3rd year as he transitioned here from Kamehameha Schools to Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas to take on the opportunity to play football for one of the top programs in the nation, ranked up there again, shooting for the national championship, or having that opportunity with our schedule. Definitely that's for this fall semester. So we kind of go over maybe some of the things of why we did it, and we do the podcast actually to help, of course, help our viewers to possibly learn from, and always
our experiences.
Share with our experiences, so that others have the opportunity to
see it,
hear it, learn from it, and explore those things. So.
But also, it's a option and a space for us, as we said before, to connect with each other and to build a space for us to connect on another level, and us to have these conversations, which is what we're promoting through this podcast and through all of you.
Yeah. So, first we'll talk about sacrifices. I think, it came with sacrifices first. Yeah.
One thing is, you ever want anything, just keep nudging your mom. Your mom will get it.
Why do you say that, Kaina?
I wanted to go to Vegas since 7th grade, and mom said no. Mom said no. Mom said no. Mom said no. And then she seen my freshman year that I had at Kamehameha Schools. It was a great time. Don't get me wrong. One of my best times of my life. I played football, varsity football and varsity basketball there. My freshman year, and then I told my mom, I said, this is not gonna happen, and this is not what I want, and I want to explore my options and just be a better person and just be ready for the next level as it comes.
What is but the thing is, what's better, right? Like, what do you think when you say the word better? It's not in comparison to good or bad, right? I think better is what we're looking for yourself.
Oh yes, for sure.
More opportunity.
I could just say just being around more like-minded people, people that explore the continents, and people that are on the next level, and just I guess training with other people that I have never even imagined I would with. The coaches that kind of just thought that they have, and where they have been, like where they played at, is just a blessing to just get taught from.
I think what was funny for our audience too was like, for mom being raised right in Chicago on the continent for most of her young life, right? They moved from Chicago to Honolulu in '85. And at that moment, right, they were a lot of Western influence from my father-in-law, and even including my mother-in-law, right, as they met. My mother-in-law is Kelekoleo from Kona, Honolulu exactly area. Kamehameha graduate. I'm not sure her year. Yeah, sorry, but
I forget.
Anyway, so at one moment, right, when mom and I finished undergrad, she mentioned about moving because of possibly for work.
Yes,
right?
to New York.
And I was like, hell no.
But you said, okay, if you want.
No, I did not. I did no.
No.
Well, yes, I did. I did. Okay, I did. So I was like. I was a boy who was surfing, paddling. I was in the heat of like prime time, right? Like just with my friends and stuff. And so, and yes, I did say when I knew that she was going to be my life's partner, that I would go anywhere, you know, at that time when I proposed. It didn't matter, right? But yet I was still, no, I'm not let go. I really didn't want to.
Hoping that we won't do this.
And of course, right, life's blessings and journey, and you know, God helped us with providing her with her service, or having an opportunity to get her job at the time, K5, and was there 30 years,
yeah.
25 years, yeah. So, right, but when we had our children is when I then changed the narrative and said, hey, maybe we should go.
She said no.
And you know, she was very anti-continent.
She said no. I think still my mother-in-law, my grandma was still alive, which we wasn't gonna leave grandma, right? But then her passing is when Kaina was born, and however, I think even soon after that, as the kids began, so after that, when you guys began your guys' sports and the development of things of interest that you guys were in, I said, oh, maybe it's time for us to explore somewhere else, right? Where we would go, But Mom did say no, because we were good. I wasn't working for the airlines yet. That didn't happen until 2014. And that's another transition that we'll talk about. But you know, access to the continent is challenging, right? Airfare, just so to speak. But we knew the exposure that everybody talks about, and we knew that we give you guys the opportunity, right, to explore your interests was difficult. So now fast track to two years ago, right, 2023, or two.
Right, 23.
2023?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, 2023.
The move.
We made the thing. Like, so Kaina was ready to go, and I was like, okay, I can introduce you to get into the school, right? And then what do you tell me? You get to the school, and then what?
What do you mean?
So when we said because of course my concern was we're competing with prospects, right, across the nation and around the nation, not just in Las Vegas, right? And really, right, we're talking about competing with or against
people that play at the highest level, right?
Popolo athletes. We just say it, right? Our Popolo athletes are definitely a lot more, you know, a lot more skilled athletically, so on and so forth. But athletically, they are. Then they have
more opportunities up there.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. Our Popolo athletes have just their bodies are built different, but you know, athletically they had that in itself is different compared to what I think we'll talk about with Kaina and his ability. But he shared with me, and I think so I'll say it is, I said I can get you to the school because of our network and our connections. But he told me then, you remember what you said? Yeah, what did you say?
I said, I promise you I won't be on the sideline, I'll be playing. No matter who's in front of me.
Yeah, he definitely made it simpler, saying, then that's my job. My job is to get myself on the field. Yeah.
And I made it happen.
Yeah.
And the people that was in front of me, the people in front of me is playing at the highest level right now. One of my brothers, like for the rest of my life, and I'm extremely blessed to be just be behind them, because now that this past year, my junior and my senior year, I just learned from them, and now it's my time. Does that make sense? And then
so sophomore year you're behind.
Sophomore year,
you're talking about?
Yeah, sophomore year I was behind Audrey Harris. He's at Washington. Elijah Lofton. He's at Miami. Brandon Aya. He's at University of Hawaii. Derek Meadows. He's at University of Alabama. And then it was me. I was that fifth guy that basically learned everything, and no matter who was out or tired, I would go in. I was one of the kick return guys, punt return guys. I just found any way to get in. My smarts is very, very not. It's very smart. I'm basically, to put it in words, is I'm too good to be sitting on the side. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. So we talked the difference, right? The athleticism, but what I believe for those that are looking for opportunities for our kids here is work ethic, and then IQ, and what kind of let's talk it about. There's no doubt that speed is going to be something that we'll talk about, but is identifiable and something that at this point in time, like colleges are looking for. So you always got to do speed work. However, hard work and IQ is what he got to. Yeah, and hard work will always beat out talent. That's no doubt.
I think self-concept also. I've been seeing a lot about how you view yourself, what you think about yourself is going to take you to where you should be and where you think you deserve to be. And so having that, that work ethic, that IQ, and then your self-concept, that being the basis of who you are, where you take yourself, and where you see yourself is going to take you.
Like one quote, like one of my coaches here, Coach Kaina Watson, he always said, work hard in the dark and shine in the lights. One thing I always live by, I'm not a very flashy guy. I just get it done, and I get done with the best I can.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and so we talk about sacrifices. We mentioned that, and us moving away at the time.
There were a lot.
You know, there were. Of course, what happens is we miss friends and family, right, and food. Yeah. What was probably Calais, of course, Calais was the senior year, so that was difficult from my end. And then also to take away some of it from her, but I believe we did our best to make sure that we were present here for both, and especially as they made their way to her state championship. Which was awesome after missing it the year before.
I know for a very fact that my sister was a little sad because it was her senior year, and it would have been my sophomore year, so we would have been driving together the whole year, and we only had that my freshman year. Not really our 8th grade year because of COVID
too. So Kaina, couldn't drive.
Yeah, that was, or she was a senior while I was a seventh grader, and that was prime time 2021. Yeah. COVID. But anyways.
Yeah, that's
my sister was definitely a little sad. Yeah. But we definitely made up that time that we missed.
Yeah. I think I was going to ask you, what do you think is the biggest sacrifice that you had to make, or is that correct?
Yeah, what was some of the things that you knew you were going to miss?
I mean, the 3 things I always said I would miss is my truck, dogs, and the beach. That's the 3 things I really always said.
His truck?
His truck. Yeah, I drive that now.
My truck.
I think like the community aspect and like the way of living too is like encapsulated in that.
It definitely helped was in Vegas. I had a couple of my group of friends that was originally from Hawaii. I mean, Hawaiian roots.
Uncles.
And they all made the transition.
Solid people, yeah. So
solid what?
Solid local brothers.
Solid local brothers. Classic.
Yeah.
Solid local fathers.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I think as far as the friend aspect, right, developing that network in itself. Shout out to brother Charlie Boy Correa, who kind of took Kaina under the wing, and really up until that point. I mean, it was who each other was, but like him grab that was definitely that relationship. Yeah,
he really showed me how to be in the room first and leave the room in last. Treatment, doing whatever it takes. I mean,
they were doing everything together.
The game of football takes a toll on your body, and if you don't take care of your body, it's definitely gonna break down. And I definitely am one of the only guys in that training room that just does everything and anything to make sure my body is good. Shout out Gus. I probably spend most time with him, and that's our trainer, by the way.
Yeah.
So we got there, we got there, and mind you, we're following where Tretch Kekuna was leaving, and after him and Zachariah Branch just dominated. The tandem there is slapbacks and receivers dominated the year before, and so there's some shoes to kind of fill. Sorry, and wide receiver coach Nash.
I first came. He was like,
talk about that.
He was like, "You're awful."
He was straight up to me too. He goes, "You got big shoes to fill." Church came in. He was really precise about this and that. Of course, we sent film, right? We sent film going into, and just seeing, shoot, if they would even consider, right? Consider, kind of. And we had no idea, and things kind of happened for us. And Coach Nash was like blunt.
Yeah.
Right? And what else?
I mean, he was very tough on me. That's probably one of my favorite coaches. I mean, we text almost every day. He definitely taught me how to be a receiver in any circumstance, even just being a young man and walking around the community and just building everybody up. Let me just talk about him. He's all-time SEC, played at Tennessee, two-time Super Bowl champ, first rounder, and just learning from him is wonderful because he's been in it. He knows what it takes, how to go against people, against the DB that's very good, very bad, no matter what it is. It's just something I would never imagine that I could be taught by.
Yeah, and there's nothing against, we're not saying nothing against our people here.
No.
At all.
Because we got Coach John Amano.
Oh, yeah.
We got to give the big shout out to OT7, Low Pro National Champs for this year's OT7, right? John Amano's, man, he's it right now, and doing it and even providing more exposure to our boys, our local kids, and combining it with
and I'm just super grateful, especially my mom. My mom she definitely took on a job. She left her job and to just be more with us and present. She definitely was kind of missing out on quite a few things of us and what we were doing, and nothing can explain how much my parents do for us three and just their selves in general. They definitely take a sacrifice of their self, their health, and just to pour it on to us.
From when we were little.
A change. I would definitely say, as a young Hawaiian man exploring the world, especially any kid or any lady, girl that you want to go out and explore, just keep your culture with you, and people will gravitate around you. People love the Polynesian culture, and I can tell you that I can go on and on about how much people come to me. They're always at my house. I just bring them in. The house is always open. Make chili, make spaghetti, and we just kick it. I mean, it's definitely something that I love to do. I learned it from my parents. It's just good vibes all around.
Yeah, so with that, expanding his network and experience of different families, kind of got to go spend some good time with a family in Newport before coming over to Oahu. And talk a little bit about that.
The Borsaris. He was once a receiver, and now he's our kicker, and I'm the holder for him.
So a damn good kicker now too. He's gonna be super good.
And then he has one of his best friends named Giacomo. Like I was saying, that's Holly Brothers, and they. But solid though.
Solid Holly Brothers.
Every day I'm in Vegas, they're always with me, and my little Hawaiian crew.
And you guys connected from the get-go. From sophomore year.
From Jump Street, literally.
And they actually invited them a lot in different times, right? Summertime and then spring break and all this kind of thing. So fortunately, right, you got to go this time and enjoyed it.
Super grateful.
And now,
friendships, connections.
Right.
I think my parents did an amazing job with specifically my sister and my brother. I think who they are in general are they're very aloha, and it's so exciting to see from my end as an older sister. Last night we had some friends over, and just like my sister started to have some of her friends like enter my life like all the time. Like they come with me to my shows and my fashion shows and stay with me over the hotels. And I think the way that you carry yourself and the way that we were raised, kudos to my parents and our community that is around us. Kudos to just Hawaii and being Hawaiian, that we are aloha, and to carry that, it's a blessing to be able to have this in us. It's so innate to then go out into the world and to share that and to just be that. And I think you guys carry it very easily. It comes very naturally.
No, for sure.
And I think for me anyway, going to New York, like my own perspective, my own like inch into the conversation, I was like, that was a little bit difficult for me. And I think you did an amazing job at helpful that we had, you know, parents with you at the time, but like staying true to who you were and even finding more about who you were and through culture, which I think I'm also doing now. Like moving away does force you to go back into who you are and go back into your culture. Do you feel like that? That
For sure.
You felt that?
Definitely gonna circle back later in my life to definitely explore the kakau'i, but it's definitely not my time as we speak right now. Just pro off my father and my sister. It's beautiful. I love to. I was kind of bummed that I wasn't able to be there as my dad got his chest piece, but it's definitely gonna be I'm gonna do it sometime, and it's definitely my calling that Keku has given me. It's just not the time yet.
Yeah, and I think it's important though to go away as we speak, to find this different, to explore. I think when we talk about this quote unquote better, it's not better, it's just a different caliber. People are held to a different standard. When at your school you're held to be a student first and then an athlete. You better get good grades or you cannot play.
Or you get kicked out.
Or you get kicked out. It's rigid. And for me, when I went to school, it was if you don't get to class on time, you're not coming to class. Like the doors are locked. We learn quicker how to be in this industry that we're in, whichever that is.
We're talking about football, although educationally too, it was a transition for kind of academically as well, and how he had to change his way of learning and actually how he maneuvers himself in the academic world, and how he does his thing. Kind of will work hard and he'll always go in for extra help and all that stuff, but that's where I think culturally it affected him the most, academically, and the teachers and whatnot. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I just say young kids, as you're growing up in the classroom, never be scared to ask questions. You should be the only one asking questions, because I'm telling you, the person next to you, the person in front of you has the exact same question as you. And if you don't ask it, then no one else will ask it, and you have no idea what to do. That was definitely my strong suit growing up. I was definitely not scared, or I needed to know for myself, because or else I wouldn't be able to do it. I needed always extra.
Just a little more.
But don't get me wrong, a little 3.5 always had it.
Of course. That's a little bit more of an explanation.
Weighted or unweighted?
Weighted, unweighted.
But I think for academically, yes, kind of ask questions and stuff, but it's still what translated to from the field to the academic side is working hard. You need to put in the work. You got to put in the work.
It's just time.
Have the drive.
It's just time management, being able to just even
overall experience is what you make of it. Of course, right, we're not at a place where, in a sense, we expected for Kaina. However, it is what it is, and what do? We gotta pivot. We gotta adjust, and there's nothing against him, or it'll be against you, or against any of us. Situations and time change, and you have to evolve. I think what I'm kind of leading to is some of the things about our players that have gone to Bishop Gorman and returning to Hawaii. I think the pipeline there, of course, is influenced by coaches and their connection with schools, and that happens all around the nation. High schools have connections with different schools and relationships, and so has Gorman. And but the one thing that this is it's not a knock to return home. Mm-mm. Or it was a failure. Mm-hmm. Of the experience, because what I want to lead to and you share is the things that we've gained from it. We all sacrifice stuff, right? And sometimes when you make endeavors, you go into endeavors and you choose to make different choices, hoping for the better. Business situations come into play, right? Businesses go, a lot of time people fail in their business and their startups and their first ones. Every business person has a lot more failures until the success happens, right? And in this circumstance, we definitely sacrifices all these things. Time is one thing that you can never get back, and we did our best to be present in every way. But what would you say too is that at this point in time, as you head into your senior year, what you've gained in the last 2 years and what your vision is for this senior season and then postgraduate? So what have you gained right now in the last couple years first?
Knowledge of the game, understanding the whole game itself, from the alignment itself, the people, and every aspect of the defense. That's just football wise.
Would you say that because so basically I would say that I believe kind of felt that he knew more about the game before going to Vegas. That he thought that he knew everything that he needed to do as a wide receiver.
And I definitely was the smartest in the room, and my coach didn't know that, and that's what made me not like a little better than terrible, a little like. He would say effing awful. Like,
in Gorman.
At Gorman, my receiver coach. But just spending time with my OC in the room, with just learning the whole game itself that I never expected or never knew about.
So the thing too is that he felt that he thought he was here.
Yeah.
Although in other people's minds he was there, yeah. And then he was able to get
back
right
there.
To get to where. Now it's not just his belief; it's a more encompassed
belief. We have to put ourselves in situations and in rooms where we're not the smartest. You have to put yourself in a room where you can learn. Here, I think he knew that I'm good. Like people looked at him.
No, yes.
Is there?
However, right? However, like that, he knew the things. Well, he knew the things, right? That was important to go. And then once it happened, the space or the door opened, he didn't let it come back.
Exactly, and I think in this community, he knew how to work it. Like, you know what I mean?
That's another great point.
You move to a different community. You move to different cultures. That's unfamiliar to who you are, to your culture. You have to then crack that. That for me was difficult, or a little bit, because you have to stay true to who you are, be yourself, and also see who you click with. I think it's nice that you had people from home. That helped for sure.
Yeah.
And going through your journey, just always remember your why. Yeah. Your why will always change. Like for me, my why my freshman year was my Angels. My Angels passed away during my freshman year. I was playing for them. Mm-hmm. My sophomore, junior, senior year is for my family, for my parents. How many sacrifices they've given me. It's just now it's time to give back. As of endorsements and deals that I get, and just money as comes in, as they come in, it's definitely time to feed back.
Well, and ultimately, right, the college scholarship, and that's what our drive is, for, and the why, and all that. But I think a lot of it comes to like fear base. They're things that people want to do, decide to do, or don't do. Because being in a room with others, they're surrounded by others that you feel that you're inadequate or other than you, like fear. One of just a great quote and coming out from the movie Coach Carter is based on that, of inadequacy and fear. But to overcome that is something that I think is the basis of this. Like, how do we move through that and persevere through our challenges, which we're experiencing at this time where you're not getting the results that you wanted. However, it's holding on to the why, the vision that you create, and the constant moving forward.
I think what kind of just said about your why is always going to change. I think sometimes we're told that you have to have a why. You have to have a why and stay true to your why. But sometimes your why changes. I think you can have a base of wanting to ho'ulahui and help your people, and whether or not that is your why, that doesn't have to be. But for me, like, that's my base. But then your why can change. Like, you are a growing human, and you are living this life that you're living for the first time right now. So you're experiencing things for the first time. And I think to be aware and to be conscious enough of what is going on around you and how that makes you feel, because when that's happening for you, when you're thinking about your angels, that's where you're at that time. But then your life changes. You grow. You have new things that you're focused on. You have new opportunities right in front of you. So to be aware of those and then act accordingly, I think is a skill that you can learn. And that is something that you do need to be aware of, and you do need to work for, though.
And I think also is you having that network around you, that support network is huge. And the foundation, because your why will change, but your foundation, your values and your core values, and like if we're talking about just Keokua and God in itself, like if you're grounded, no matter where your why leads you to, you're gonna have those principles.
Not lean on the community that you're in, and remember that people want you to succeed and that you deserve to. So if you see something, if you see in your path that you think you're supposed to be there, go make it happen. You can make anything that you see happen. You can make your reality what you want it to be. And I think Kaina is a testament to that.
Well, share some about like the multiple things that you've been doing right now, and being asked to be this or be that or whatnot. How does that come into play to what you're talking about?
Yeah, personally, I think we talked about a little bit of my journey of coming home and regrounding and reconnecting. But for me, performance has always been the biggest part of my life and what I saw my life as a performer. But I was raised in like the Western side of performance and theater. And so coming home, I'm able now I'm building community here of culture and performance.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm able now and that is what I needed. There was a hole, there was an emptiness in my performance because I didn't have the substance of culture. I didn't carry my kupuna. I'm always carrying my kupuna, but now it's even more prevalent in my art and in what I am creating and how I'm standing in every single room that I'm in. And so when I'm taking on a role and a role comes to me, I hear it for the first time and I know that's for me because it is speaking to my world.
There's been a few of them.
It's been a few of them that I'm working on like in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
That they say it and it's for me. And I can feel it with every part of me, every inch of my being. And so I would say that someone just reminded me, and my professor from New York, he told me that I feel light. I think that was a really great confirmation for me because I feel that too. And also
he said that you seem lighter.
I seem light. I feel light.
So a lot of it is sometimes returning home or going away and coming back home. doesn't have to be on the continent or internationally or just outside of your house and coming home. It's not a right, and it's not negative
so big.
or negative in a sense to come home, because home is home. Well, yeah, home is where your heart is, right? And a lot of times we need to, be aware of not drifting too far away. And I think as we kind of bring this to a close is experience being away and being in Vegas, I definitely enjoy. It wasn't something that I thought it would be a place, because we visited Vegas for different reasons. So living there now, especially with our family there, right? My brother-in-laws, Lila's two brothers are there. It's brought us close again, and them as siblings close, and we're always together, like how we were here when my in-laws were alive. And that definitely is a huge impact and support system for Kaina. And so that the food, our extended family and the new families that we've built there is wonderful. But I know after our journey is done, I think for them in school is that I want to be here, and part of that has been the growth and the connection with Va'a Collective, but also from the private sector, that and watching others is that these guys, wherever they go, I want to have a place to here that we can all come back together, and we can have a place big enough for us to be all together, but not being too big for mom and dad to have to care for, right? So like I experienced that, because as we're in, and I think we can wrap up with this, is my connection to our network, your whole now in the cultural acting performance side. We've definitely see a draw again to our culture, our roots, and our kuleana as people to our culture, and to uplift our people in a sense. Not that we do need it, but I think we're always still thriving for better, and not necessarily, we're not saying here that necessarily going away is better or is better for you. Although if you do, there are the things that we talked about: sacrifices, transition, support network, why, all those, the vision, all of those do. But even remaining home and staying with who you are and your identity, is also huge and impactful, and you can spread the word or spread and influence others around you to continue to uplift our lahui and our kanaka, our kupuna, and move forward from there, right? From everything to better our population and better our aina, right? And so within that, right, as we kind of go, is I want you guys to know is that I don't want us to go too far away from our culture and our roots. So you're thinking back, to your kakauhi, you possibly, right, exploring, the second season of Chief of War and finding that, and Olelo Hawaii, right, like brushing up on those things. My own kuleana to Olelo Hawaii and the things that I don't know, maybe delayed too long or continue to do. But my service is within supporting people and servicing others. And so as we kind of come to a close for you guys to know that, we'll talk about maybe 3 to 5 years. Like, what does that look like for you guys? What does that look like in 3 to 5 years? Where you might be, where you see yourself on your path?
Definitely getting my degree in business and finances. Using my athletic ability to get my degree as a free education. That is one of my main priorities. To and basically set up my life with the people I network with, so I can have a nice life as I live after football. Football is not my whole life. I know that, and I want it to be my whole life. It's obviously what I want, but the reality is it's not going to be your whole life. You're not going to play the game. You can't go pick up football. You can pick up basketball on the street. I'll end with this. One of my mentors and my coach always says is don't let a 10 seconds feeling define all your hard work that you have. Remove yourself from a situation that you feel. Your gut is always right. Your people, your boys, like our number one rule for our team is protect the team, and in any situation there is, you just pull them out. I mean, you might at the time, like just say like Henry Ruggs, at the time he might have been mad at him for pulling his keys so he couldn't drive, but it would have been he would have been much more grateful as we speak right now. Just be that guy.
What appears to be a negative experience or at the time could be tenfold into a powerful experience for others.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'm going to be here and New York, which is crazy to say. I think I'll be traveling back and forth.
Well, one thing is that we're not asking to limit yourself either.
No.
There's no limitations. So, yeah, that's definitely a great possibility.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
LA is another thing as well.
Yeah.
What else?
I think I'll be filming, and I think I'll be working on my own thing. I'll be working on something that I'm creating or something that I'm building that speaks to me and to my performance and to my craft. I think I'll be working, and I want to be financially free and able to have avenues of income that help me and support me, where I can be help my family and just live a happy and full life.
Full is right, and you guys are definitely still young, and what we thought we knew in our 20s is no way far or even close to what we are now.
Not even in his 20s yet.
Doing this, right? Doing this in itself.
Super grateful.
But, we're missing Kalei, and definitely, she has her vision of herself and what she is aspiring to be. But I'm definitely proud to hear what you guys, and that takes work in our history and knowing. But, educating myself, continuing to do so in my field, but also to my vision of what I see, and I see our next generation being together somehow and having the opportunity to know what home is, right, and our islands. And that's one thing I feel moving away, and I know I'm comfortable there, is that I know that, right, it's easy to dismiss the struggles that we have here. Yeah. Right? Traffic, too much people. Yeah. Right? All this kind of stuff, ignorance, which is a lot. Access to a lot of things in Vegas makes it seem easier. Well, it's attractive. Yeah. It makes it attractive to be there, right? And so, yes, it is great. Although, what I did hear is that if we do move away too far, then our generations after us will be skipping, will be missing, right? And one thing I watch out for Kaina is that not being here in high school, maybe you're missing a part of a cultural component that we took away, and how to bring him back to that aspect, and that he has and acquires. So that's paying attention to what we are doing, even for you, as you want to be in the multiple areas of filming. It's something that impacted me when I saw you in ICANN. Like, how come, it was always for me, it was how come they can and we cannot? How come these guys are who we see, and how come I don't see our people, right? And that was always the thing, the driving force for me.
Yeah.
To explore education in the private school, college, master's degree, considering doctorate degree, all that kind of stuff, right? It's like, if I can, how come, right? If they can, how come I don't can?
Yeah.
And that came in I can, right? In yours, and them talking about the film industry over here, that hurts. Like, we don't have that component here, and people exploring to build, you know, warehouses or the infrastructure here to have it so you guys can film. That's terrible. According to Uncle Tuk's
Terrible.
That's terrible, right? But it is, right? It is, because how come we cannot?
We
right?
can.
You know, and I think yeah, the generation we see flowing from Granny them, right? And I mean, they talked about the language being almost dead. I mean, Kale talked about saying guys going to Punana Leo's graduation for.
That's where our kids are going to be.
Right. So
we already know that.
So they, you know, but it takes us too, right, to be a component of that, right, and knowing that we want that, right. And I think Mom and I kill ourselves for not being more forward in that retrospect. So with everything, and even we explore this right in our podcast sense, and you know, you are making your own, by the way. Right, you are making your own already.
Thank you.
So, as we kind of close, we apologize again for delayed, right? The delayed episode.
They were just waiting for my.
Yeah, just waiting for Kaina. We had to bring her in.
Yeah.
I just want to say one last thing. What you're talking about. To be Hawaiian, as Hanani Kecha says, you have to be political, and whether or not that means that you're in the legislative, that means that you're getting educated. That means that you're staying aware of what's happening. You're wanting to move forward in our culture and in our society. I think that's beautiful. And also, as we talk about all these things, I want to say to people that are watching and just to us is to live your life to its fullest. And I was saying, if you see your life, if you see a vision of where you should be, of where you want to be, go forth, go to it. Because this is the only chance that you get. And you're going to have chances, and God will give you opportunities, but if you don't take it, someone else will. And I think it's your gift and it's your God-given right to live your life to its fullest potential. And
I think to caution, right? You don't have to have it like by a certain time.
I'll figure it out.
And there are times that you will, or everyone may experience a deficit. Or loss or whatnot. That doesn't mean that you cannot hold on to what your dreams and aspirations are because you have possible failure, right?
My coaches always say, Coach Val, he always says, opportunities don't go away, they go to somebody else. So take advantage.
And I think when we speak about this, like moving back, or even when something happens, does it happen to you, and you can always reframe that. It can happen for you. What are you learning in this period of time? What are you gaining? Because what are you gaining? Look around. You know, I had to move home, and look what I gained. I gained more of familial relationships. I bettered my relationship with my immediate ohana and outward ohana. Met some of my best friends. Started this. So how can we just take every opportunity, live in it in its fullest? That's where I am right now, living in every opportunity to its fullest, not taking it for granted, as kind of talked about, because we're grateful for everything. My mom always says, you can't be sad or mad if you're grateful. So. And that's definitely true. And then that's a great perspective to live by. Of gratitude. It's hard to be angry. It's hard to be angry or mad, or when you're grateful for what you have, who you are, and what's around you. So if you wanna hear more, or we missed on something,
put your comments and your likes. Again, subscribe, share our
podcast,
our
our mo'olelo,
channel,
our
YouTube,
channel.
yeah.
If you know anyone that would benefit from hearing these conversations, that would benefit from hearing from a football player that moved from Hawaii to Vegas, to Kamehameha, to Bishop Gorman, to making his dreams come true, to me, a performer that also know dancers and performers that have moved away, from a parent who has gone through that, and if you're looking to further your child's, your keiki's opportunities and further expand their ola, hearing from him, hearing from my mom, leave questions, leave them down below. Follow our Instagram on Dad&Daughter Kine Tings. We can answer some questions on our stories, in our reels, anything. But follow
DM,
Kaina.
Yeah,
DM
and follow.
I'm Kaina Aloha. DM Kaina. Follow Kaina at Kaina_4.
Kaina.Watson.
Kaina.Watson
I'll
now.
make it easier for you.
Kaina.Watson, but it's number 4 for real. And then Roger that.
Yeah. What am I?
I don't know, Roger that 22? We
Something.
changed it recently.
Yeah, I hacked it. Somebody hacked on my
It'll
old
be
one,
right
man.
there.
That was really different.
Rude.
But you can find me at WatsonTherapyServices.com.
Fall Collective.
Fall Collective. And yeah, just hit us up and message if you want to hear more. But again, mahalo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mahalo nui. Catch us on our next episode. Me ke aloha.
Yeah, and if you want it quicker, DM Kaina.
It's so quick. So quick,
And
guys.
Quicker.
Right after this. And
All
who's
right.
who?
Aloha, gangi. I'll be home. I'm Dad.
And I'm Daughter. And this is Dad&Daughter Kine Tings. Gee!
With Kaina.
Plus brother.
Plus brother.